Welcome. Today we're going to do a little process which will help to diminish the strength of the feelings that you have for your ex, whether that's positive or negative feelings that you have for him. We're going to really take that down so that you almost get to a stage where you don't notice any particular emotion for him at all. It feels almost very neutral. Now, this is a guided visualization exercise, and we're going to have a little bit of fun with it actually, because your conscious mind is going to be thinking, what the hell? What is going on? This is really weird. This is really odd. So I just want you to just go along with it. It's not going to make any sense. We're working on, NLP technologies, neuro-linguistic programming technologies that are actually acting on the subconscious part of our brain where our memories are stored and how they're encoded. So it will seem a little bit strange, but just do your best to, in your mind's eye, follow what I'm saying and try your best to imagine seeing it in your mind's eye, okay? So what I want you to do is to get yourself really comfy in a comfortable position, and I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to think about either a photo that you remember of your ex, or a picture of him on social media, or even just an expression, a glimpse of an expression that you remember him having that you find really unattractive. Okay? So it could be an angry expression, it could just be a daggy expression, something that an expression on his face, maybe just a bad photo. But I want you to really capture in your mind's eye what that expression was that you found particularly unattractive. Okay, great. And just really lock that in and keep that really present. Now what I want you to do is I want you to imagine that he has a really bad haircut, okay? So, or that his hair is styled really badly, or even if you can imagine or you remember a particular way that it looked really bad. If not, just give him a really bad daggy haircut. And we're going to continue to work our way down with this. So next we're going to go down to dressing him in the most unattractive, unsexy outfit ever. So for me, it's something like a stained, faded blue singlet, maybe with some holes in it and some food slopped down the front. For you, it might be like an old man's polo shirt or an old jumper that's gone all pilly and awful and is all out of shape. Or, it could even be like a singlet top that's too tight and is just hugging his body in all the wrong ways. Whatever for you is really gross, what's almost repulsive to you, I want you to put him in that. And same goes for the pants, whether it's, like really high-waisted old man's pants or hanging down low with the bum crack showing, or just put some really bad jeans, some shorts, whatever it is, some tracksuit pants, some really awful tracksuit pants. So I want you to get that image locked in your head, okay? So we've got the facial expression, the hair, the t-shirt or shirt, then we've got the pants, and then the last thing is we're going to pop some shoes on. And it's the same deal, okay? So there could be old man's slippers, there could be the worst pair of they could be so sandals and socks underneath, Crocs, whatever you find is really yuck or really repulsive, put him in those. All right. So I want you to imagine him in your mind's eye in this outfit. And if it's not repulsive enough, you can keep going with this. You can even actually like give him a beer belly or make his posture really daggy. I want you to create a vision of him that is really unappealing, okay? Maybe even shrink his shoulders down or make his arms really thin, like whatever you don't like. If you want to make him bald, do that. Whatever is unattractive for you, okay? Now, once you've got that picture of him in your mind, what we're going to do is imagine that you and him are going to a disco. Unfortunately, it's only the two of you there. But I want you to imagine that you're standing off to the side and he's the only person standing on the dance floor in this outfit, okay? And it's one of those old dance floors that has the squares with the light up lights underneath it, like a Saturday Night Fever type dance floor, and perhaps a mirror ball. And I want you to notice that he's dancing in the middle of the dance floor. Just have him dancing there. That's it, with the beer belly, and maybe if you want, maybe even make him like look really sloppy and loose. Maybe he's got a glass of beer that's like half spilling out, and he's a bit tipsy, and he's got drool coming down the side of his face. Like whatever for you is really repulsive, I want you to do that. Okay. And just see him doing this really daggy dance on the dance floor. See him dancing around and dancing around. He's starting to spin around in circles now. And just notice that it's getting faster and faster and faster. So he's daggy dancing, but he's starting to spin around and around in a circle. And notice that there's starting to be a vortex or a circle that's circling around him as he's spinning around and spinning around and spinning around. And notice that he's now inside a bubble, and he's spinning around and spinning around. The bubble starts lifting off. It's continuing to spin around and spin around, and it's lifting off up the floor, going off up into the sky, into the dark. And it's floating off up into the distance, still spinning around. See him inside that bubble, dancing, spinning around, bad outfit, bad hair, bad face, bad everything. I want you to notice that bubble keeps floating off into the distance till it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, all the way up into sky, into space, till it becomes a tiny little dot, and then poof, it's completely gone. All right, beautiful. I want you to open your eyes just for a minute, have a look around. We're going to do what's called a state break. So just going to essentially clear the screen, and we're going to go back and repeat that same visualization exercise another 4 times. And every time we're going to get faster and faster and faster. So don't worry if your conscious mind doesn't feel like it's keeping up with my voice and my instructions, because your unconscious mind already has this stored in there and it's keeping up. So just relax, listen to my voice, see what you see in your mind's eye, and we're going to do this another 4 times, okay? Are you ready? Okay. So standing by the dance floor, noticing him with the hair, with the face, with the shirt, with those daggy pants and shoes. Just notice that he's dancing. Know that he's got a pot belly and he's spinning around and around. He's dancing around and around. He's in a bubble now that's floating up and spinning and spinning and floating off into the distance and getting smaller and smaller till it's a tiny little dot and all the way off into space. And poof, open your eyes, have a look around, deep breath in. Close your eyes again, one more time. He's on the dance floor, spinning around, daggy dancing in a bubble, floating off into the distance, tiny little dot, all the way off into space, and poof, open your eyes. Good, close, and again, daggy dancing on the dance floor, spinning around in the bubble, floating off into the distance, tiny little spot, all the way off into space, poof, and he's gone. Open your eyes. Beautiful. Okay. So what I'd like you to do from now on is every time you get triggered, something happens, and you feel an intense wave of emotion related to him, so a specific feeling about him, whether it's a negative feeling like hate or anger or frustration or feeling betrayed, a strong feeling, or it could be a really positive, strong feeling. You're like, I actually don't want to continue to feel that anymore because I want to be able to let him go. So it doesn't matter which one. What this process does is it actually diminishes that feeling. So when that happens, what I want you to do is be really intentional. If you've got just 60 seconds, close your eyes, bring up that unattractive picture of his face, create that strong image of him in that outfit, see him dancing, dancing on the dance floor, see him spinning around in the bubble, which floats all the way off into space, spinning around and around. So you see him getting smaller and smaller and smaller as he goes off into space. And then finally, it's just a little speck, a little dot, and then it completely disappears. And you can repeat that over and over again until the feeling that you're feeling dissipates. Okay? So it's a really powerful strategy, even though we kind of have a bit of a giggle and have a bit of fun with it. But and why not, But it's actually really, really effective. So if you have any questions, make sure that you jump into the group and ask away. Otherwise, I will see you again tomorrow, beautiful. Bye.